put the paper towel under my coffee. Oh, see?
I knocked over my drink on the floor.
Did you knock any liquid?
Nope.
Oh,
No
see,
liquid,
I did it
no,
on
no.
mine. I put the paper towel under mine.
I got my Gilmore Girls cup.
Because I warned you about not knocking yours over. And
You
then
just did.
I knocked mine over. And so this paper towel here designates that I'm a fucking idiot.
Well, it doesn't designate
but you almost came right back around full circle to where I'm at.
I've got pterodactyl feet, my friend.
You are
They kind of just go off.
You're a klutz fuck. You just,
I definitely am. Definitely.
You are.
I want to talk about something really cool.
You're in peril when it comes to just smashing into the. But like,
I've got
I ran my mouth. I told you upstairs. I was like, oh, careful.
You filled it up too high.
Right, I did say that. And then as soon as I got downstairs, I spilled it. And I was like, ooh.
I just come walking down the stairs, and the first thing he says is, I spilled it.
I was in shame, right?
Yeah.
I was in shame. I figured the best thing to do was just divulge my failures immediately because I was humiliated. So I'll stop trying to be your dad and keep my bad advice that doesn't pan out into shit all.
Right, point and laugh
to myself.
when I spill it. That's all you got to do.
Right, or in this case, when I spill it.
Either or, right. Tomato.
Stupid coffee.
Well, it's not stupid, it's delicious.
What did you say you wanted to talk about?
Oh.
How was your week?
Oh, my week was excellent.
Monday. Right?
Oh, it was excellent. Just surfing the news, surfing the YouTube, getting
That's
stuff
what you did.
done. Yeah,
Surfing.
well, did a bunch of
You got a lot of YouTube videos put up. Shout out Big Beaver Comics, Big Beaver Cards, YouTube.
Check
I don't know. Somebody maybe on this one they probably are watching. That's where they would be watching.
Either or. I don't know.
Over here on the Facebook though.
Yeah, well, we got a couple things recorded right now, but I don't know if you've noticed or seen this. I like video games, but there was a ROBOCOP trailer that was just put out. It's called ROBOCOP Rogue City, and it's a first-person shooter. So you actually take the reins of ROBOCOP. The trailer opens up just like the first movie. He rolls up in the cop car, cop door opens, and out comes Lieutenant Murphy, and it's Peter Weller. Because he does
does he do the voice?
Likeness, face, everything. Really? Takes off the helmet, and it's Peter Weller. It was amazing. Anyways, it goes into it. There's a little investigations you do leading up to like an arrest or whatever it happens to be. But he goes into a bar and he just starts blowing everybody away, like RoboCop style. He has like
dope.
He has a signature like flip your gun.
Like, yeah, absolutely.
All that's in there, like bullet time. There's two different ways you can play it. The way RoboCop would see it.
Sorry. You said it was open world?
Yes, open world. I played their last game.
Like MMO open world or first person Breath of the Wild open world?
Yeah, like that. Single player.
That's still really cool.
Right?
So like Grand Theft Auto open world. Or...
I think it's something to be along those lines. I played their previous game, Terminator Resistance, which is really good based off the 84 Terminator game.
So this company crushes these throwback nostalgia games.
Their first game wasn't so good. It was a Rambo game, but it was on the rails.
Shit the bed.
Yeah, Rambo. They shit the bed because it's on the rails.
I guess they clearly sound like they've learned a lot.
Learned a lot, definitely. From Terminator Resistance, they have maps that are open world. Open-based maps. So I imagine it'd be something along those lines about different places of Detroit, old Detroit City or whatever. Or maybe it is one giant open world. I don't know yet. They only showed a 50-second trailer of gameplay.
Oh, so this is a few years in the future.
September. No, September it comes out.
What? Really?
It comes out this September. So it was announced a year ago. And all they had was the RoboCop. It showed Alex Murphy without the helmet on. And it showed Peter Weller. And it said something like, I'm back or something like that.
Because didn't we talk about this last week, to sort of sidetrack, we talked about this last week with Michael Keaton in the 89 Batman. And how that's still the best Batman. And that's the one where when they put it into stuff, that everybody kind of flocks to it and everybody wants a revamp of because how good it is.
Yeah.
So here's another example of that.
It looks really good. Like I said, it only put out a 50-minute or a 50-second trailer, not 50-minute. But what they showed is him walking down, going into the bar, blowing some people away, RoboCop style, really gruesome.
They showed the important stuff.
Just the very important stuff.
They showed actual Murphy.
So it looks
they showed real shooting and the violence that really encapsulates the first RoboCop.
Yeah.
with the OCP.
Yeah, it takes place like in the like late 80s, early 90s, because you can tell by the set pieces, the cars and everything are still.
But like
that
dystopian late 80s, early 90s.
Right, no, just like OCP, just like the original RoboCop.
Because that wasn't late 80s, early 90s. It was very dystopian at the same time, right?
You got a cyborg.
Things were pretty messed up.
Yes, absolutely.
Like society had taken a turn for the worse.
Oh, yes.
Right.
Yes, it has.
But
it looks really good though.
That's dope. And what was the other game you said that these guys did? They did one before this?
Terminator Resistance, which is like...
Was it Arnie?
No, that's the only thing. So they got Peter Weller in this. They didn't get Arnie for the last game, which would have been super dope.
Pricey, probably.
Probably pricey.
In comparison to Peter Weller. No offense to Peter Weller.
No, Arnie did voice a game that he did prior. Well, I guess he didn't do prior.
But you say this Terminator 1 was good.
Terminator 1 was good. Go check it. It's really cheap. I think it's like $19 right now. You can go pick it up for it.
You said it was on all of the PC, Xbox.
PS4, Xbox, PS5, and new Xbox, PC.
And they're already, so they released only a 50-second trailer on this RoboCop one?
Yeah, they just released like 2 days ago.
And it's already coming out, you said September?
Well, they released the
fast?
gameplay trailer yesterday.
Oh, okay.
Because it was delayed. It was supposed to come out in June. And so they came out yesterday and said it was delayed.
Oh,
and so they put out the gameplay trailer, which was 50 seconds. Which, like I said, looks gruesome, violent, just like you would expect out of a RoboCop title.
Well, that's good. They should keep it true to form.
Well, I think they should too.
That's what brought you to the dance, right? Like, let's not lie to ourselves and pretend like RoboCop became excellent because of the sequels or because of his other fucking pop-ups in mainstream media, TV shows or any of that nonsense.
First 2 movies were
being on WCW with Sting or the fact that Peter Weller was RoboCop. The real thing that was the second movie was good.
The first 2 were the best.
But the first one is pretty good.
Oh yeah.
It is a phenomenal action film. Like it is from the action film like school of hard knocks on like how to make a real action film. Yeah. RoboCop 1 is
and you know what? You know what's kind of weird about RoboCop? I don't know how many other people out there experienced.
As a child watching RoboCop, I'm sorry to interrupt you. Right. As a child watching RoboCop, there are scenes that legitimately scarred me, like them standing over him and stuff like that.
Well, that's what I was going to bring up. How did that movie, being an R-rated, how violent it was, fall under like a kid category? Because that was like a kid movie for me. RoboCop was a kid thing. They had a cartoon of RoboCop. They had toys. So
I don't know if we were as sheltered still. Like
no, I don't think so. But
I think we're always assuming that things are worse than they are because we're inundated with news. So there's always bad news happening somewhere. So you're going to get news from somewhere that sounds bad, that like makes things seem worse than they are because there's news constantly now. Mm-hmm. But back when we were growing up, it wasn't so predominant where you were being force-fed things beyond like your local 6 p.m. news in your newspaper in the morning. That people were a little more, liberal with their thought process maybe. And they were just like, nice.
That was me.
That was you.
But
they were like, you know what?
There's a little laissez-faire.
You're watching Jason Voorhees or Freddy or RoboCop.
Those are the movies I grew up as.
I grew up watching those.
Right.
And I wouldn't let my kids watch them now. So maybe I'm a hypocrite.
Not in hindsight.
I'm a horrible hypocrite.
No, I don't say you're not a horrible hypocrite.
I'm a horrible hypocrite.
You're a smart parent. That's what you are.
I guess I'm trying to prevent them from being a corrupt individual.
But if you guys are a RoboCop fan, just like me, you guys check that out. RoboCop Rogue City coming up sometime in September this year. I would check that out.
Yeah, and it's violent. It sounds like
very violent from the 50.
Make sure you're at least of age, probably 14, right? M14 or whatever.
I think it is. Or 17 now or something like that.